Let's continue here on Box to Row. We are joined by a gentleman. As a matter of fact, he plays the role of Coach Marcus Turner on All American Homecoming. But look, you've seen him in American Sniper, All Eyes on Me, Gran Torino on TV in The Chi. And by the way, All American Homecoming each Monday on the CW, 9 p.m., 8 Central, as Corey Hardrict joins us here on Box to Row. Corey's good to see and talk with you. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me. I love the introduction. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Man, I love the introduction. Can you sell it to me so I can keep it for now? What, tell something?
It's all good. And look, when you've done some of the things you've done, that's how, I mean, we gotta do it that way. You know what I mean?
Really appreciate you, and salute to you as well, sir.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. So let me start here. As I mentioned, Marcus Turner, he's the head baseball coach at Princeton University, which is a fictional HBCU. Looks a lot to, I gotta be honest with you, looks a lot to me like Morehouse. It's got the Morehouse colors, right? It's in Atlanta, right? So, but who is Coach Turner? Tell us who Coach Turner is.
Wow. I would say Coach Turner, he's full of tough love, on these kids. And he just wants the best out of them. He knows that the real world is tough. He's just going beyond sports and beyond possibly getting to the majors. He's just like, I want these Black men, first of all, to grow out in this world and just be great role models, be great examples. And he's just trying to instill all those principles just to be strong in this world, because he knows that they're going to be faced with a whole bunch of adversities and obstacles in the world. And he's trying to make sure that they have the right tools as they leave school. That's my whole thing. And, I would say all these kids are like my sons, because I treat them like that. And like I said, I want the best for them because I love them and I want them to succeed. And that's who Coach Turner is. He's tough, man.
No question. It's a spinoff of Homecoming, and as a matter of All American, that is. And as a matter of fact, in the last season of All American, there was a specific show, All American, called Homecoming, which was a prelude to this series. And the baseball program was in some trouble then. It's still in a lot of respects in trouble. Kind of speak to sort of that dynamic and some of the background with respect to the Princeton University baseball program.
Yeah, well, we're dealing with a program that's kind of like, it's underfunded. HBCUs, they never get the proper resources and the proper funding to carry out these programs, but they always want to, get the best out of their players. And sometimes, most of the time, HBCUs, you do give them that. For example, when we were filming, like, our field had potholes in it, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we're filming, they were like, oh, this is just like how HBCUs. A couple of the guys went to HBCUs, said it's like that. And we still had to go out there and do what we have to do, cover the holes up. And with Professor Zeke Allen, is what he does is, he wants what's best. I'm sorry, that's my daughter.
That's all good. That's great. It's good stuff.
Hey, he wants what's best. Hi, honey. Daddy's okay. All right. So what happens is Coach Zeke Allen, he only cares about money, which most of these professors and institutions do. I care about the players. And you'll see as the show progresses and unfolds that we're at odds. We don't see the same, we're not eye to eye with things. And, and that's what makes it for good entertainment as well, because it's a slice of real life. And like I said, I'm blessed just to be a part of it as well.
Yeah, when you get into this role or any role you do, I found it interesting. I don't know, maybe I may be reading too much into it, but you said we as if you are Marcus Turner, right? Like, so do you get into the role or any role you play like that, right? Like, you're deep into it.
I'm deep. I feel like all the way down from how I wear my shoes, like the socks, my wardrobe, to the haircut. I got the old school flat top, as you can see, because that old school flat top, we all had that coach back in the day. When you saw that hairstyle, he didn't play. He'll put your foot in your behind. So I knew if I was to get that aggressive style, they know he means business. You know what I'm saying? So the words just come out natural from that point on. But Coach Marcus, I watched a lot of YouTube. I watched a lot of Deion Sanders. I watched Remember the Titans several times over Denzel. So I just want to make sure, that I'm coming in showing leadership, showing strength, and just trying to get the best out of him. But I mean well. He has a good heart as well. My intentions are pure. That's what I wanted Coach Marcus Turner to be and who he is.
Interesting dynamic between your character and Coach Turner and Damon Sims, who is a major league prospect. I go back to that pilot series during All-American, and but talk about that, because you guys have, again, this interesting relationship, but that culminated Monday Night Show with him putting together like this PlayStation thing, and your character, Coach Turner, was like, "Hey, I'm down with it. Let's get rolling." As a team building type of thing.
Right. It builds camaraderie. It builds team morale, just to show them that Coach has a light side too. And that caught people off guard, because it feel like I'm hollering out. In every episode, he's just mean, but he's just trying to get his point across, and that's the only way he knows how, even though he means well. So I felt like when I was able to get in with the team and play video games, it's okay, Coach is just like us. You know what I'm saying? He's one of us, and that makes the players kind of embrace Coach more. You know what I'm saying? Coach is fun, but at the same time, they know he means business. But yeah, me and Damon Sims, the relationship with us is, he's a young hothead from Chicago, star player. He could have went to the MLB, decided on HBCU baseball, which, you're going to find out if he's regretting that later on. But, he goes back and forth with what he could have been, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we're counting on him to come through for us and to still keep the winning attitude, keep his mentality good, so we can still win and have a thriving program. So, and we'll see if he continue to do that. But that's where our thing comes into play. I'm just trying to get him on the right track.
Corey Hardrict plays the role of Coach Marcus Turner in All-American Homecoming on CW's Mondays at 9 p.m. 8 Central, as he joins us here on BOXTOROW. How much involvement, you may be an HBCU guy, I don't know, but how much involvement are you an HBCU guy? How much did you know about HBCUs prior to this role?
I can say I didn't know much. I'm going to be honest with you. And then, I feel ignorant for saying that, but that's the truth. So what I did was I started doing a lot of different research and watching all the greats who went to HBCUs. I even digged up Denzel's commencement, the speech he did for, I believe it was Dillard at an HBCU. And it was so moving. I was just like, wow, HBCUs have like this power that no one really taps into on a whole. And I feel like it goes unnoticed and missing just in the world of just college, and it should be, given more respect, of HBCU. So I really was just like, it would be an honor to be a part of it, to just bring excellence, especially Black excellence, to, HBCUs through the show, and what I can do to contribute to it, to make it grow. And then I started, just studying up on it more and reading more about it and who all went to HBCUs. And I was just like, wow, this is amazing, just to see. So I'm very happy that I'm being more knowledgeable of it now.
No question. I think one of the interesting things about it, as I look at the cast, particularly of the baseball players, you look at, there's a lot of Black players, there's Latino players, white players, and that's what makes up a lot. I think, sometimes those that don't know HBCUs think, okay, well, it's all Black players, and that's not necessarily the case. You will find more Black players on HBCUs the further you go south, but it's a good makeup of what HBCUs are in terms of the guys that are on this team at Princeton.
Yeah, it's the real world. Anybody can go to an HBCU, you know what I'm saying? So it just doesn't have to be just confined to just a Black athlete. And that's what we're showing as well. HBCUs can be a top-notch programs, just like Division I. You know what I'm saying? So, and those are diverse. So you can make HBCUs diverse, and you still can get the best out of your players, far as academic wise, far as sports wise on a national scale. And that's what we're all trying to do, just even the playing field, and just get the respect that we rightfully deserve with HBCUs. So I think it's coming, and it's Deion Sanders, like, he's changing that. All these recruits are going to Jackson State. It's a beautiful thing to see. And there, other HBCUs are starting to get highlighted as well. So
Corey Hardrict joins us here on the program. Again, All-American Homecoming on CW's Mondays at 9 p.m., 8 Central. you know, one of the things, I mean, to the point, it's a real show. Like it touches on a lot of issues. And one of the issues that I like that it touched on Monday night was the NIL, or name, image, and likeness piece. You know, sort of. I mean, I don't know how much you knew about that as well in terms of college athletics, but sort of give us your thoughts on maybe if you knew about it, where you stand on NIL, and if this role in the research you've done has maybe changed your opinion.
I wasn't too familiar with and I wasn't like, you know, like I said, I wasn't as educated on it, but then just watching it, you're just like, wow, there's like a whole new world and whole new, hold on, baby. Hi, honey. My baby just got home from school, you
It's
know,
all good.
so she
It's
walked
all
right
good.
up in here. Okay. All right.
Ain't no problem.
Okay.
Good stuff.
That's real life. See,
Yeah.
that's real life. That's real life, man. I'm a realist. So, but like I say, it's always cool to see something and say, I want to educate myself more on that. You know what I'm saying? With the NIL, because I had no clue. You know, I wasn't educated on it and wasn't aware about it. But you know, I will be now moving forward. So yeah.
Yeah. What drew you to this role? Did you have to try out for it? Did they say, hey, you're the perfect person for this role? How did that come about?
Well, I met with the creator, NK, who created All American, and she was creating this universe, and she wanted to create this All American spinoff with HBCUs. And she told me that they were looking for this strong coach, you know, who was intense, but he meant well. And I was like, wow, that's me. I'm intense. I'm like this with my son. I play ball with him in the backyard. I'll be training him, coaching him till he's crying, but I mean well. That's the Chicago in me. I told her who I was, you know, family man, and she was like, we're looking for that character. And she said she was a fan of my work. And I said, thank you so much. And she said, you know what? I'm gonna try to make something happen. I'll get back to you. And I always have meetings like that. And sometimes you just be like, oh, that ain't, you know, I'm not gonna hear nothing. And then within a few weeks, you know, she stood on her word, and she came back, and they came back with the offer, and it was a blessing. And I worked 5 minutes from the house. You know,
wow.
They were talking about shooting this in Atlanta, and I was like, oh man, I don't want to leave my family again, because that's what I'm used to doing. But when they said they're shooting it close at Warner Brothers, I was just like, oh, this is a blessing. You know, we can shoot it here. I'm close. So yeah, we just wrapped up the season yesterday, and today is the end of the first season. So God willing, we'll get another season. But you know, it was fun. I had a great time. It's been a blessing so far.
No, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, you mentioned being from Chicago, the Chi. You're part of that
Yes.
TV series, and you've done a lot of things. But what was it like? I mean, I gotta know, man. Like, what was it like working with Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino and American Sniper? Like, that's Clint Eastwood, man.
That's Clint Eastwood, man. That was the best experience I've had from working with a filmmaker, because he is so cool, and he's like us. He's the real one. Man's man, chill, real simple. And it's just like, he knows, you know, he knows, like, his presence is so felt. Like, everyone, when he comes on the set, you can hear a needle drop at all times, you know, but he's the coolest. And I felt like he gave me the best advice I ever had in my career. He would eat lunch with me every day on the set of Gran Torino is when I first met him. And he told me, never worry about what you're going to get. Always show them what you got. So I remembered that for the rest of my career. Don't worry about it. Just go do your thing. Don't worry about nothing else. And he was the same way with Sniper. And I can say that I'm happy that I was a part of his two highest gross movies of all times at Warner Brothers. They think both combined gross over like 800-900 million. And I was a part of them. So I always be like, wow, he hired me. And I had to audition for both of them off of tape, you know? So I salute to Mr. Clint Eastwood, the living legend, for sure, for the opportunity.
No doubt about it. A couple of more thoughts. Again, All American Homecoming on CW Mondays, 9 p.m., 8 Central. Coach Marcus Turner is played by the one and only Corey Hardrict. So the Nicki Minaj video, like, I didn't even know she had a new video out. Like, I watch it. I see my man Tommy from
Joseph, Power.
From Power. Yeah, tell me about that, man. How did that come about? Like, that video's like 9 minutes long.
Man, listen, I was chilling at the crib, and Benny Boom, he's a video and film director as well. He filmed me, and I was able to work on All Eyes on Me, the Tupac movie. So he called me. I play Haitian Jack in that. So he called me up. It was like 11 o'clock at night on a Friday and said, I need you for this video in the morning. I was like, a video? I don't do videos. But he told me who it was. He was like, it's Nicki Minaj and Lil Baby. I said, wow, my son loves Lil Baby, right? I was like, I'll be the coolest dad in the world if I go do this, right? So they sent me the lines. I looked them over, and it was a lot of pages. And I was just like, you know what? If I don't know them, I'll figure it out. I'm going down there tomorrow. Where I go. So he ran it by Nicki, and Nicki approved. And it was like, they wanted a real actor. And I was just like, man, I'll be honored it's an honor to be in it, to work with Nicki, one of the greatest of all times in the rap game. And it turned out well. And it got like a #1 video, #1 song. So yeah, we supposed to work together again on something one day. So maybe Nicki will come to Homecoming. We talked about that. So.
Oh man, that would be that would really be crazy. Now, so family life, right? Like, I know your daughter, like you said, she's just gotten home from school, and so your wife Tia Mowry Hardrict, we grew up watching her on Sister. I mean, talk a little bit about family life, and both of you are actors. I mean, that's we're
both in it right now. My wife's upstairs doing some interviews now. She just started her show, 3rd season on Netflix with Roberta Devine, called Family Reunion. So this is our life, but we also, we keep our family first, our kids first, and we make everything work. We have a great support system who helps out a lot, who helps us a lot, with it. And family life, man, you saw it. My daughter just came home, and it's just like, it's right here. She right there in front of me, That's just what it is, Yeah. But I wouldn't trade it for nothing for the world, man. I love it.
Man, you know what I saw on the Humble, Karen, like, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 months ago, came on BET Her, and I watched the whole thing. It was good, man. You were good in that.
Thank you, man. I got a little, you here to talk about it, but like I said, it's entertainment. I got a Karen who lived next door to me. That's why I took the movie. A Ken, whoever, he lived across the street from me. So it's like, it's real life. And I was just like, when I read it, I said, wow, this could be cool. And the film did what it did, and I had a good time shooting it. And I was just like, you know what? It brought up a lot of different conversation. What, baby? Oh, Jesus. You want to say hi? Say hi.
Fine. Hello. How are you?
Say, I'm okay.
Okay.
Okay. Good to see you.
So I read the script, and I was just like, all right, art imitates life. I'm gonna do this movie. So, and I had a good time. Doing it, man. So, shout out to everybody in the Karen family.
Yeah. And then you've got some projects behind the scenes, and some stuff you're doing behind the scenes and on camera with Hardcore Films, which is your production company.
Yes, I just got that. I have some projects slated for this year, depending on how much time. Watch out, baby. Stop it, honey. Depending on how much time I have with my hiatus. But we're slating projects now. We have 3 right now that we're slating to go into pre-production towards the end of the month. So yeah, they gave. I partnered with a group who were looking to do films within a low price point range. Just films that just diversified films for the culture. And I always wanted to do movies that I grew up watching. You know what I'm saying? Like the Poetic Justice, the Boys in the Hood. Those movies to me, like The Last Dragon. Like those movies to me, like I'll always remember those films and how they made an impact on my life. So I said, let's bring it back to that. And I want to start a company where I can do movies that gives you that feeling again. It's like that feeling is lost, so I want to get into that space, and I'm able to do it right now. So it's just a matter of how many I can do before going back to work, or which ones I'm going to be in. But it's pretty exciting just to create and have some ownership of something,
Yeah. So you play, So you play a baseball coach. Are you from the Shies you mentioned? You're a Cubs fan? You're a White Sox fan?
I've always been a Cubs fan.
Okay.
Always been and they were like up north. The White Sox are on the south side, but I've always been like a Cubs fan. Something about You familiar with Wrigley Field?
Yeah, well, I hadn't been, but yes, very much so.
Yeah, like
Sure.
they had like some about, it's like historic, it's old, the seats are still wood, and you probably get a splinter if you sit in them, but some about that feel of the Cubs is always, to me, that was like Chicago baseball. It was never like the White Sox. I was like, no, this is about the Cubs, that hat with the C on it. And I used to always have that hat on because of my name, Cory. So yeah, I grew up a Cubs fan, so it's cool to be a baseball coach now.
Yeah, at one time, 100-year drought. Of course, they wiped that out with the World Series several years ago. Bulls, Bears.
I fell off the Bulls train when Mike left.
Okay.
I think that was '96. Scotty, all that. I just was like, no more Bulls. And now it's like, if I would go into loving the Bulls now, it would be just the bandwagon. They're winning, and I'm from the Chicago. But no, I can't say I'm a Lakers fan now. I've been in LA 20 years. I've been Lakers just because I've been here. Just fell into Lakers. Then I love Kobe and Shaq.
You love these Lakers though? These Lakers ain't looking too good, Cory.
Let me tell you, we could talk. If I could tell you the truth, Coach always tell you the truth. But we talking sports right now. I think they messed up. They messed up. They made a few trades. I said, don't do it. Just heal up. Have a good summer off season, bring back the same team, switch out a couple. But when you did that whole restructure, and I'm never getting rid of 4 20-year-olds for a 30-something-year-old. I'm not doing that. I'm keeping it youthful. And I was disappointed with that. And now it's just like, who knows? Who knows now? So LeBron he's doing what he could do, but he can only do so much. And AD, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't say nothing bad, but I don't know.
Well, again, All-American Homecoming airs each Monday, 9 p.m. That is 8 Central Time on the CW. One of the stars of the show right there, Corey Hardrict, joins us here on Box to Row. Cory, great to catch up with you, man. Continued success in all you do.
Thank you so much, and continued success to you as well. And let's keep it going, brother. I appreciate you.